Loneliness hits a little different when you're healing, even when you're surrounded by people. There is this ache that tells you no one really sees me. And in yoga philosophy, this ache is much more than emotional, it's energetic. Welcome back to The Mirror and the Mat. I am Javi Vason, your favorite yoga therapist, and we are continuing our conversation on the emotions and the Gunas. And today we're talking about loneliness, because everybody gets a little lonely. See, loneliness isn't just about being alone. It is about feeling disconnected from others, from your body, from yourself. Now, through the yogic lens of the Gunas, we can start to understand loneliness, how it shows up, and how to respond to it without shame. So let's dive in. Okay, so let's talk about Tamas, which is loneliness when it shows up as collapse. This can look like isolation, numbness, withdrawing from life and connection, and that feeling that you don't belong. These are all signs that it is in the tamasic energy state. Now, what about loneliness as a reaction? This is the Rajas state. This can look like desperately reaching out, doom scrolling, overscheduling, seeking constant validation, fear of being alone that leads to panic mode. Now, last but not least, we have loneliness as an invitation, which is Sattva. Now here, we create space for inner listening, moments of solitude that nourish instead of isolate, and then we realign to our needs, our values, and the inner voice. Now I'm gonna tell you a little story. This is about me. See, when I was deep in a breakup and really trying to reorient my identity, loneliness felt like failure. I'm gonna just keep it a bean with y'all. Loneliness felt like failure. Like I was doing something wrong. But the deeper truth is that my system was asking, child, when you finally gonna come home to yourself? Yeah. And for me, with solo polyamory, that was me actively choosing to build a relationship with myself each and every day. Just like we do with that new boo. You know, you wake up and you're thinking about this new person and how excited you are to talk to them, spend time with them, connect with them. My shift started when I started to wake up with that person being me. That yearning, that ache to connect with myself, spend time with myself, and get to know myself. Now, the truth is we don't fix by forcing connection, though we tend to try to force connection. We can soothe loneliness by reconnecting to presence. What's this look like? Well, it depends on where you're meeting yourself. Remember, we've got 3 energies here. In that space where you feel disconnected, like you don't belong. B, you do some gentle heart opening. Connect to sunlight and some movement. Maybe a little affirmation. I am allowed to want connection. Let's say you're in Rajas, in that reaction state. This could look like trying some forward folds, extended exhales, breath-led movement, Nadi Shodhana or Shitali, and the affirmation that I can be with myself without running from me. And then last but not least, say you meet yourself in Sattva, in this space where you're ready to sit with yourself and sit in that deeper inquiry. This can look like resting with your hand on your chest and your belly, or asking yourself, what do I truly need today? And journaling about what kind of connection really nourishes me. Because the end result is loneliness isn't a weakness, but it is a signal. It is a whisper from your inner world saying, let's come home, but to the parts waiting to be seen. Now, I want you to stick around for a minute. I'm going to give you a little practice on how to deal with loneliness when it comes up. Loneliness doesn't always mean that you're alone, but it is a sign that you need to return home. Step 1, recognize. Notice what loneliness feels like in your physical body. Step number 2 is to feel. Maybe place both hands where you feel loneliness in the body. Breathe into that space. Deep breaths into the nose. Nice, juicy exhales out of the mouth. Stay here for a few rounds as you allow yourself to sit with this feeling of loneliness. Maybe repeat the affirmation, I am allowed to feel lonely. Step 3 is to regulate. Grab your bolster. Let's go into a supported child's pose. Folding over the bolster, soften and release. Press into the hips as you settle into this pose. Allowing your body to regulate. Knowing that it's okay to have these feelings of loneliness. Know that you can return here anytime. Until next time.